Today we back again with another interesting story ever, which is all about Money Heist. A real life money heist. Here we welcome you watching us every day with the trending news that has never aired online. Lately they have played so many movies where we have seen a trending movie like La Casa de Papel, Money Heist, from Spain, which was the most trending series all over the world, and in this movie they planned a robbery for almost a year to a central bank of Spain, and they never got caught. Previously we were talking about the list of 15 most horror movies that are very shocking of all the time, most expensive cars ever in the late 2021. Also the 15 miracle and spiritual pastors in the world, meaning in all continents, and the other one is all about the 10 most influential people in the world. Also it was in 2021. If you have not watched these videos, I can recommend you to go and watch them. Today we back again with another interesting story ever, which is all about Money Heist. A real life money heist. Here we will be dealing with these 10 biggest bank robberies of all time, including who got caught and who got away, and even who died in action. Thieves made off with millions in these daring, historic heists. Along with winning the lottery, robbing a bank is a time-honored technique used by people who fantasize about never having to work again. Granted, it's the more extreme method, and it's successful only as long as you don't get caught. But many robbers do find themselves behind bars eventually. As you'll discover here, pulling off a heist is not quite as easy as it appears in the movies. We count down the 10 largest bank robberies ever staged and tell you where the loot went. Now we will start with the list of the 10 most robbery ever of all times. At number 10 there is Dunbar armored robbery, where they managed to steal around $18.9 million, and this is what really happened. In 1997, 6 men pulled off what remains the biggest cash heist in the history of the United States. The leader was Alan Pace, who turned out to be the worst safety inspector the Dunbar Armored Trucking Company ever employed. Pace timed the security cameras at the Dunbar facility in Los Angeles so he could avoid them, and recruited 5 childhood friends to help him rob the vault. They broke in, assaulted 2 guards on their lunch breaks, and loaded $18.9 million into a U-Haul. They almost got away with it, except one robber got sloppy and lent some of the stolen cash to a friend without removing the original cash straps. This was at number 10 on our list. At number 9 we have the United California Bank Heist. This happened in California, where they took an estimated cash mounting to $30 million. This happened in 1972. Emil Dinshaw, a professional criminal from Ohio, assembled a gang of 6 robbers and flew them to California. They rented a townhouse and planned a heist on a bank where they had mistakenly heard President Richard Nixon kept a multi-million-dollar slush fund. The crew dynamited their way into the vault, and stole $30 million worth of cash and valuables, and fled after meticulously scrubbing down the townhouse. The cops eventually identified the robbers through a generous tip they'd given a taxi driver and through fingerprints found on the inside of the townhome's dishwasher. At number 8 there, a British Bank of the Middle East robbery, where they stolen between $20 million, $50 million. In 1976, when Lebanon was in the midst of a civil war, a group of robbers decided to cash in on the confusion. In one of the most brazen robberies of all time, the group used explosives to burst through the wall of a Catholic church and enter the neighboring British Bank of the Middle East. They brought with them professional locksmiths to crack open the vault. The robbers made off with $44.5 million in cash, stocks, gold bars, jewels and other valuables. None of the loot was recovered and no one was arrested. Today, the stolen goods are worth more than 3 times their value in 1976. At number 7 again we have the Northern Bank robbery. They stole almost $41 million. This was in a week before Christmas 2004. Robbers in Belfast, Northern Ireland, dressed as police officers and entered the homes of two bank managers. Their families were held hostage, and the managers were instructed to go to work as normal the next day. When the workday ended, the managers led the thieves into the bank, where they stole about £26.5 million British pounds and additional foreign currencies in the biggest bank robbery in Irish history. The case is still unsolved, and so far only one person has been arrested, for money laundering. Number 6. The Brinks-Mat burglary. They stole almost $41 million. Britain's most notorious bank heist was an inside job. On the morning of the heist in 1983, a Brinks-Mat security guard named Anthony Black let a group of robbers into the company's warehouse at London's Heathrow Airport. They tied up other guards. The crew quickly realized the warehouse held not only a lot of money but also gold and diamonds. They made off with $41 million in loot, and wished the guards a Merry Christmas on the way out. Most of the robbers were caught, but the gold remains at large. Now we came in the big five. What do you think? How much do you think they stole? I guess you have curiosity of these robbery which were placed on the biggest list. Okay, at number 5 we have the Banco Central burglary. Where they stole $71.6 million in this bank. In 2005, Banco Central burglary in Fortaleza, Brazil, was once recognized by Guinness Book of World Records as the world's greatest bank robbery. To pull it off, a 25-member gang set up a fake landscaping business. They spent 3 months digging a 256-foot tunnel that led up through the bank's vault floor. Once inside, they stole several containers that held 160 million Brazilian real, worth $71.6 million in 2005. Only 8 people were arrested, and just 20 million real was recovered. At number 4. There is one and only the Securitas Depot robbery, which was stolen $83 million at time. The largest cash robbery in British history went down in 2006. At a security services company's warehouse in Kent. An inside man filmed the interior of the Securitas depot in preparation. Then, men clad in elaborate masks kidnapped the branch manager and held his family hostage. The robbers took him to the warehouse and forced him to give them access to the cash cages. The crew stole about $83 million. Despite their clever disguises, some of the robbers were caught, and the makeup artist who designed the masks became a key witness in the case. Again at number 3 we have Knightsbridge security deposit robbery, where they have stolen $97 million. Valerio Vissi, who was already wanted for more than 50 armed robberies in Italy, almost committed the perfect crime in London in 1987. He and an assistant walked into a bank and asked to rent a safe deposit box. When the men were shown to the vault, they pulled out guns and overpowered the bank manager and guards. After putting a closed sign on a bank door, they let in some friends, broke into as many of safe deposit boxes as possible and made off with millions in cash and valuables. Vissi fled to South America but was eventually arrested when he returned to England to ship his Ferrari to his new home. Now we are remaining with the first and the second robbery ever in history of the world. Now the last but not the least, at number 2 we have one and only the Dar es Salaam bank heist, all the way from Africa, Tanzania. They managed to steal almost $282 million. To this day, few details are known about the 2007 robbery at Dar es Salaam Bank, a private financial institution in Baghdad, Iraq. It's unclear why the bank had so much American cash on hand to steal. Allegedly, the theft was orchestrated by several bank guards. The government suspected the robbers also had contacts within local police and militias that allowed them to pass through the many checkpoints across Baghdad undetected. No further information has been released about the whereabouts of the money or those responsible. Now thank you for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe for the other videos so that you get notification. Now, at the first position we have the Central Bank of Iraq robbery. They have stolen over $920 million. Another robbery in Baghdad became the largest bank heist in history. The mastermind was none other than Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. One day before the Iraq War began in 2003, he sent 3 large trucks to the central bank. He also sent his son QZ with a handwritten note asking to withdraw nearly $1 billion to keep it from enemy hands. The money was loaded into vans and driven away. Most of the cash was recovered in the ensuing raids, but it doesn't end here. Tasked with counting the illicit loot, American soldiers made off with hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves and their families. 35 service members were caught. Thank you for watching us.